It's Sandown.
Thanks, Maxie. Yes, the one surprise here is the early tote price of number 1, Chemin de Fer, but I think you'll find that he'll nosedive a bit before post time. At the moment, 9 to 1. I've tipped him 20 to 1 Dublin Lad. That might be why Chemin de Fer's long odds. 20 to 1 Dublin Lad, 11 to 2 Defoe, 12 to 1 Centip, 8 Merlot, Make-up Lady at 12 to 1, Sweet Truce at 14, Accommodate at 20 to 1, Manduke at 12, Prince of Paradise 8, Bridget's Mirror a clear-cut favourite at 5 to 2, and Fratello at 16 to 1. Post time in 20 minutes. Here's Max.
Thanks very much, Kenny, and later in...
Thanks very much, Ken. Yeah, well, not a lot of movement for Chemin de Fer, the horse I've tipped. Might come into about 8 to 1 before they jump. He's got out a little bit in course market. Dublin Lad is at 25 to 1, Defoe at 5 to 1, Centip still a 12 to 1 chance, Merlot at 8 to 1, Make-up Lady's getting out a little bit now to 16 to 1, Sweet Truce, Stephen Baster's mount is at 14 to 1, Craig Din is on Accommodate, it's a 25 to 1 chance, Manduke, Brett Pebble is at 10 to 1, Prince of Paradise, Spike Short is a 7 to 1 chance, well in commission. Now Bridget's Mirror, a clear-cut favourite, trained by John Hawkes, but hasn't done any racing up in Sydney. It's been in his Melbourne stable. Hawkes, of course, has got stables now in Sydney, Melbourne and Adelaide. One of Australia's leading trainers, certainly the leading one now in Sydney. Bridget's Mirror is a clear-cut favourite at 5 to 2. And the roughie of the field is Fratello. A Finlay and Fratello is a 20 to 1 chance. The race is over 1,300 metres. It's at Sandown, which is out at Springvale in the outer suburbs of Melbourne. And it's a flat course, Sandown, but every horse gets his chance. There's a nice roomy straight, and if you're good enough, well, you get your chance normally at Sandown. From the 1,300 metre start, they got a fair run to the first turn, but I always think barriers are of importance anyway. Now, the favourite here, the horse we told you about, the John Hawkes trained Bridget's Mirror, is racing in orange with a green band and a green cap, and it's drawn barrier 8, the jockey John Patton. Now, if you're looking for Chemin de Fer, it's a grey gelding, and he races in green with navy sleeves and yellow seams and a yellow hoop cap. Now, let's see if I can see him go in there. No, can't quite pick him up yet. He may have gone in. Chemin de Fer is starting from barrier 9, immediately outside of Bridget's Mirror. A field of 12 here. As I said, Bridget's Mirror, a clear-cut favourite. In the market, Defoe, Chemin de Fer and Prince of Paradise, as well as Manduke. Righto, they're just about all in. A man who can see the action better than me is our caller, John Russell. Here he is.
It's Monday in August. Now they're all set to go. The Luther's Luck handicap about to get underway. Bridget's Mirror favourite 5 to 2. Lights on, they're off. And on the inside, Sweet Truce, the first to jump out from Dublin Lad, and Make-up Lady away speedily with Chemin de Fer, Prince of Paradise and Fratello. And Defoe is just in behind them, being followed by Centip, and moving forward is Manduke, a length and a half further back then. Over on the outside, Bridget's Mirror, followed by Accommodate, and Merlot has dropped out to last. Sweet Truce is the leader at the 1,000, led by a length and a half. Defoe on the inside of Fratello, 3 deep, Dublin Ladder, a length and a half, then Centip on the inside of Chemin de Fer in the centre, 3 deep to Make-up Lady, Manduke behind them in a compact fielder. They're followed by Accommodate, Bridget's Mirror over on the outside, Merlot going around them, and they were followed then further back in the field by Prince of Paradise. They're racing down the side, 700 metres out, and Sweet Truce is the leader. About a length, Dublin Lad and Manduke going quickly around the outside, Defoe in behind them on the rails. They're closely followed by Fratello, further back then Make-up Lady, Prince of Paradise, Merlot, Bridget's Mirror's a long way back as they straighten up, 400 to go. Defoe's got a glorious run on the inside, and Defoe has taken the lead. Manduke is finishing on well. Sweet Truce is still there in the centre. Then Fratello, there followed by Dublin Lad and Bridget's Mirror from a long way back, but nowhere to go. Now Sweet Truce again and Manduke on the outside, and Bridget's Mirror coming through in the centre, and so is Chemin de Fer. Bridget's Mirror hit the front close to home from Sweet Truce, and Merlot on the outside, maybe from Bridget's Mirror, and in third place close up Sweet Truce in a 3-way photo. They're followed by Accommodate, Dublin Lad, Manduke, Chemin de Fer, Fratello, next Prince of Paradise, followed by Centip, Defoe, and last of all Make-up Lady.
Now, both of these horses in the photo are trained by John Hawkes. Now, let's pick them up. The grey horse is Chemin de Fer. He just gets to the front, immediately challenged by Bridget's Mirror in the orange. And widest of all, way out in the cerise, that's Sweet Truce, number 7. But widest of all, number 5 in the cerise colours is Merlot. Merlot diving at his stablemate Bridget's Mirror. Here's the post, and by golly, it does look from that angle that Merlot may have got up to beat Bridget's Mirror with Sweet Truce in third place. We'll flash the official result down the line. In the meantime, a break and then more on the wide world of sports.
Honey, $7.40 and $2.50. Bridget's Mirror, $1.70. And Sweet Truce, $4.40. In AFL, 4 games in.
6 at Rosehill. Here is John Tappy.
Good on you, Ken. This is the Toyota Handicap, and it's the open class race of the day with quite a number of chances, although Romantic Governor, Ken, has been posted pretty short.
On the tote, John, yes, bookies are much, much more generous. He's favoured with bookies, but at nothing like this price. The tote, $2.70 now, almost out to 7 or 4. He might pay $2.80 by the time they jump. He's a bit longer with bookies. Giant Slide, TAB number 2, I've tipped him, but it's a very hard race at 11 to 2. Destroyer's Image now at 12 to 1. Centre Keema at 25 to 1. Cessation 9 to 2 on the tote, solid in the market. Direct Sale at 30 to 1. Stolen River at 14 to 1. Jazzstead at 4 to 1. 40 Bowcastle, 25 Profits. About 2 to go in, including the grey Romantic Governor. Here's John.
Thanks, Ken. It's quite a common sight nowadays to see a rider request the use of a towel over behind the starting stalls to have the sweat wiped off the horse's neck. That sweat, of course, can get onto the reins, giving the jockeys a rather slippery grip. And quite often you'll see them call for the towel before they move into the gates. Good policy. Now that big burly grey Romantic Governor goes up to an outside stall. He's last in, and they look to be set and ready for dispatch now in the Toyota Handicap. 1,200 metres, starter Billy Dale coming over to release the field. This is where they start the Golden Slipper. Giant Slide is bouncing around in the gates. Off and running, good start, beautiful start in fact. Direct Sale went straight back to the tail and Giant Slide bounced out in front. Jazzstead began fast and so did Romantic Governor, followed by Profits and then Cessation. 2 lengths away, Stolen River, followed by Centre Keema, Direct Sale, Bowcastle, and dropping out last, Destroyer's Image. Romantic Governor can't get anywhere near the fence. Now he will. Harris kicked up and he's going to clear Jazzstead. And Romantic Governor crossed to the rail in front, led by 2 to Jazzstead. A half length away, Giant Slide. 2.5 to Profits, a half to Cessation, 2.5 Stolen River, a length Centre Keema, 2.5 Bowcastle, a neck to Direct Sale and 2 to Destroyer's Image on the corner, and the burly grey Romantic Governor, the leader, clear of Jazzstead on the outside of Giant Slide. A gap then to Profits, followed by Cessation, Stolen River and Centre Keema. Heads a turn for home. Harris sitting quietly on Romantic Governor. He's a length in front of Jazzstead. Now he's 2 in front as Harris said go. Romantic Governor dashed away at the 200, led by 2 lengths to Giant Slide, getting into second place. Jazzstead's gone. Cessation starting to come home well with Stolen River. Romantic Governor's paddling. Giant Slide getting to him. Look at Cessation. Stolen River bursting through in the middle. He'll win. Stolen River finished best and beat Giant Slide. Cessation wide out in a photo for third with Romantic Governor, who had to work too hard early. Then Destroyer's Image, followed by Jazzstead, Profits, Bowcastle, and the last couple Centre Keema and Direct Sale. Just worked too hard early.
Yeah, watch Stolen River burst through here. Romantic Governor looked home if you're on him, but Giant Slide couldn't get to him. Cessation out deep. Now, what's that ducking through the middle? Yes, it's Stolen River. And if you're back number 7, Stolen River, he's going to pay $13.60 for the win. Very close for second, but you'll find Giant Slide has got second, and I think Cessation third. $13.60 Stolen River for the win, and $3.30 the place. Giant Slide second, number 2, will pay $1.80, and if Cessation has got third, TAB number 5, he'll pay $1.90. The other one in the photo, of course, Romantic Governor, if he would have got third, was $1.50, but I think you'll find he's run fourth. Okay, that was the story of the first leg in Sydney. A break and then more on the wide world of sports.
5, Stolen River $13.60 and $3.30. Giant Slide $1.80. Cessation $1.90. Now for the latest on the next in Melbourne, let's go out to Rosehill and Kenny Callender. Ken.
Yeah, thanks, Bear. The second leg of the double in Melbourne. Number 1, Queen Echo, is favoured at 9 to 4. 20 Seaside Attraction. I'm ducking out to have a little bit on Cerise and Black at 11 to 2. Party Dancer at 12. Classical Kate 25. My Sparkling Star at 16. Strike Me Blushing 12. Timeless Grace 7 to 2. Destry Girl is out. 10 Scotch and Coke. 25 Trimmings. 40 Little Ellie. Sparkling Fun at 20 to 1. Lady Inti at 30 to 1. And Straight Down is a scratching. Thanks, Anne.
Okay.
Queen Echo is still favoured on the tote at 5 to 2. Seaside Attraction at 14 to 1. Cerise and Black, last time I spoke you, was at 11 to 2. Now into 9 to 2. Might come in a little bit more before they jump. We'll make a 4 to 1. Danny Beasley, the apprentice of the moment, is the jockey. Party Dancer at 12 to 1. Classical Kate at 20 to 1. My Sparkling Star is a 16 to 1 chance. Peter Hutchinson, the jockey. Strike Me Blushing, Rod Griffiths at 12 to 1. Timeless Grace is a 4.5 to 1 chance, 9 to 2. Destry Girl is a scratching. Scotch and Coke, it's a good drink. I don't know if it's much of a horse, is at 11 to 1. Trimmings at 33 to 1. Little Ellie is a 40 to 1 chance, Sparkling Fun at 16 to 1, and Lady Inti at 33 to 1. Straight Down was scratched this morning. This is a 1200 metre race at Sandown, as we can see as we pick them up on the monitor. They're going in, just one or two still to find their place. Remember, Cerise, one of the big, Cerise and Black, one of the big Woodland stud team, is racing in all Cerise. Righto, John Russell's down there in Melbourne, and he's ready at Sandown. Time to cross. Here he is.
Classical Kate, the last two to go in. Seaside Attraction moves in. Sparkling Fun, the inside runner. Classical Kate going in. All ready. Set for a start. Set to go. Lights on. Ready and racing. Sparkling Fun, the first to jump near the inside. Party Dancer began well. Queen Echo was away speedily and getting out fast also is Little Ellie, being followed by My Sparkling Star over on the outsider. They were followed closely a bit further back by Scotch and Coke. In behind them, Lady Indy, Strike Me Blushing, Classical Cater. Further back in the field and dropping out of it sharply there, Seaside Attraction and Trimmings, and a fair way back in the field is Cerise and Black, settling into stride down past the 800. Party Dancer by a length, Scotch and Coke a length away, Queen Echo. Half a length to Little Ellie on the inside of My Sparkling Star, out wider on the track, Strike Me Blushing. A length further back is Timeless Grace, being followed closely there over on the outside by Classical Cater. Over on the fence then Cerise and Black, followed by Lady Indy, and further back is Seaside Attraction and Trimmings, and Sparkling Fun is last as they straighten up with 450 left to go. Party Dancer doing it well, a length and a half in second place. Scotch and Coke is coming after it quickly. 4 lengths further back in the field then came Little Ellie, being followed by My Sparkling Star, and down the outside running on Classical Cater, and Cerise and Black is looking for a run as they come down past the 200. Scotch and Coke has taken the lead from Party Dancer. Strike Me Blushing down the outside, Classical Skate, but Scotch and Coke is in no danger close to home and wins it well. Scotch and Coke has won it from Timeless Grace. Third home is Strike Me Blushing, followed by Classical Kate, then Cerise and Black behind them. Further back Sparkling Fun, Seaside Attraction, and back behind them Trimmings, followed next home by My Sparkling Star. Further back in the field then, well back there is Party Dancer, followed next to last by Little Ellie, and one of the tail enders is Lady Indy.
Scotch and Coke $13.90 and $3.30. Timeless Grace $2 even. Strike Me Blushing $3.40. In AFL 4 games.
Good on you, Bear. Thank you. This is the 2WS Stayers Cup. The horse you can see is a mare called Belle Voyage, ridden by a little bloke called Shane Moses, one of our leading apprentices this season. You guessed it, a son of champion jockey Kevin Moses. As a matter of fact, Ken, he's been making it a bit hard for Dad in recent weeks.
Yeah, he's a very promising rider, John. He'll make the grade, I think. Here we go. The prices. Number 1, Raffreshare from New Zealand at 33 to 1. Walter at 7s. Double Take favourite at 11 to 4. Lord Windsor at 13 to 4. Belle Voyage at 16 to 1. Paris Knights at 15 to 1. Gomez at 14 to 1. Nazarich Well in Commission at 6 to 1. Tullaroan 16, Real Ptolemy 12, Nero Star 25. Elegant was scratched this morning. Night to Remember a Roughie at 50 to 1. And Spotty Silver, the rank outsider, at 100 to 1, and bookies are offering a couple of 100 to 1. That's what they think. The other 3, Queen Chick, Prince Rebo and Via Suze, were not required. Nazarich to go in. That's him and Bart Cummings' favourites, famous green and gold colours with the white cap. And here's Johnny Tapp.
Yeah, the great colours, Ken, the green and gold diagonal stripes and the white cap, and they were carried to victory by Let's Elope in the big double a few years ago, the Caulfield and Melbourne Cups. She's been racing in America, of course, the great mare Let's Elope, until recently. But her retirement has been announced, and she's going to be bred to one of the top American stallions before she comes back to Australia. Now, Paris Knights has moved up on the extreme outside, and they look to be all set and ready for dispatch. The 2WS Stayers Cup, 2400 starting in the straight. They're off. Looked a good start. Lord Windsor from the inside is about the first out. Gomez jumped well, and so did Belle Voyage. But here's a charge further out on the track. Real Ptolemy coming over fast with the grey Spotty Silver, followed by Nero Star. Thundering down the home straight the first time, and Real Ptolemy just led Spotty Silver. In third place, Belle Voyage, followed by Nero Star. Double take between horses, not getting a lot of room. Had to check in a hurry there. Out deep is Raffreshare. Lord Windsor on the fence right behind the leaders, followed by Tullaroan, and then Go Maz. Deep is Nasser Rich. Further back came Paris Knights, followed by Walter, and back at the tail of the field is Night to Remember. Now, one of those horses lost a plate going around the side there. I saw it fly into the air as they approached the 1800 metres mark. Real Ptolemy's in front now. Spotty Silver running second. Lord Windsor third. Bell Voyage fourth. One off the fence, followed closely by Nero Star. Raffrashare's out 3 and 4 deep, and then Tullaroan and Go Maz. Double Take can't get on the track. He's travelling 3 and 4 wide and pulling. At the head of the others, Paris Knights on the inside of Nasser Rich, followed by Walter, and back at the tail, Night to Remember. 1300 out as they go down the back, and Real Ptolemy in front, nearly a length to Spotty Silver. 2.5 to Lord Windsor on the inside of Raffrashare. A length away, Double Take, who's pulling his way up closer to the lead, followed by Nero Star. Then Bell Voyage and Go Maz. Tullaroan is tacking onto the main bunch, about 3 lengths away. Paris Knight on the inside of Nasser Rich, and the last couple, Walter and Night to Remember. 900 to go. They're on the top turn. Real Ptolemy about a neck on Spotty Silver. Double Take still 3 deep. Lord Windsor getting a lovely run on the fence on the inside of Raffrashare. Nero Star between horses, 3 deep. Go Maz as they go by the 800 peg. Losing ground, Bell Voyage. Tullaroan moving around her, followed by Paris Knights, and then Nasser Rich and Walter, and Night to Remember is last. To the 600 mark as they near the turn. Real Ptolemy just the leader. He's off the fence on Lord Windsor, and Lord Windsor is getting between Real Ptolemy and Double Take, who's 3 deep as they come to the corner, followed by Go Maz. Spotty Silver dropping off quickly, and then Paris Knights, followed by Raffrashare and Nasser Rich right around the outside. Heads a turn for home. Real Ptolemy and Lord Windsor. Double Take still there, grinding away. Here's Go Maz putting in a run. In the straight, 300 out. Lord Windsor, Real Ptolemy, Double Take, Go Maz. Nasser Rich makes it 5. Tullaroan makes it 6. Not getting a lot of room, Tullaroan. Nasser Rich has hit the lead, 100 out from Go Maz, and Tullaroan with Walter now squeezing through near the inside, but Nasser Rich is clear near home, and he'll win the Stayers Cup. Nasser Rich beat Walter, which came from a mile back. Third, Tullaroan, followed by Go Maz. Double Take, Paris Knights, Lord Windsor, and then Raffrashare, Real Ptolemy, followed by Nero Star, Night to Remember, and the last couple of Spotty Silver and Bell Voyage.
Yeah, no doubt about the winner. Nasser Rich, ridden back in the field today, raced much more attractively and steamed away in the home straight. Now there he is, as we said, in Bart Cummings' famous colours, the colours carried by champions like Let's Elope, well ridden by Corey Brown, and dashes away to beat Walter with number 9, Tullaroan, in third place. If you've been lucky enough to back the winner, it's paid $6.70 the win and $2.30 the place. Number 2 was second, has paid $2.80 the place, and number 9, Tullaroan, third, has paid $4.60. I hope you backed a winner. That was racing today. Back shortly with more on the wide world of sports.
There's Nasser Rich $6.70 and $2.30, or Volta $2.80, and Tullaroan $4.60. Those AFL.
They're off
A
Melbourne.
little bit slow into stride with Merlot getting back with Bridget's Mirror and Manduke. Away fast is Dublin Lad with Makeup Lady, and going through Sweet Truce now from Fratello, showing some speed. With it, Chemenda Fur, and now getting right behind them. Defoe pushed up on the rail. Then Sentip, Manduke, Accommodate, Bridget's Mirror, Prince of Paradise, and Merlot. At the 1,000 now, and the leader Sweet Truce by 2.5. In second placing now is Defoe on the inside of Fratello, and Dublin Lad is ahead away, but out 3 deep, a length and a half. Sentip on the inside of Chemenda Fur, Makeup Lady. Manduke going up around those 2 lengths further back, Bridget's Mirror, with Prince of Paradise well back in the field, with Accommodate back on the inside. Coming off the back, Sweet Truce, a length and a half. Dublin Lad, Defoe waiting for the run back on the inside. This leader may shift ground when they come up to the turn. Sweet Truce, she's just in front with Manduke whipping around the outside. Now she starts to hang Sweet Truce. The run's there for Defoe, who strides through on the inside to join her. Manduke further out from Fratello. Chemenda Fur, and further back, Bridget's Mirror a mile back. Defoe on the inside, just in front. Manduke grabbing it. They're followed by, back on the inside, Fratello from Sentip. Chemenda Fur getting a run between them, and Bridget's Mirror starting to storm home in the middle. Here she comes, Bridget's Mirror. She's pegging them back. Grab Sweet Truce and Chemenda Fur. Bridget's Mirror hit the front from Sweet Truce, and Merlot out wide. Bridget's Mirror in front from Merlot. They hit it. Nothing in this. Merlot out wide, and Bridget's Mirror. Third in the middle, Sweet Truce from Dublin Lad. Behind those, Manduke from Accommodate, Chemenda Fur, Prince of Paradise. They're followed by Sentip, dying on its run, Defoe. Pulling up quickly near the tail as Makeup Lady. A photo.
It goes to 5 Merlot, 750 and 260. 11 Bridget's Mirror, 160. It gets at 320 and 160 for third. 7 Sweet Truce at 410.
Super Tab 5 Merlot to return 365 and 125. The other one 11 Bridget's Mirror 175 and 85, and a 7 Sweet Truce to return 220.
About 80 or 90 metres to go. Her run started to taper off, and then Merlot was put in the big strides. Number 5, Merlot. Merlot has grabbed her on the post. Number 5, Merlot has grabbed Bridget's Mirror to win. And
at 3:35. Now to Ian.
Is a half ahead of dead heat. As I said many a time, in the last couple of years, the racing here in Sydney is probably the tightest it's ever been as far as finishes are concerned. Some real hair raisers. And it continues today. Will it continue in race 6? We'll certainly know in just a few moments. They're all in. Romantic Governor running favourite here. Starter ready to let them go in the Toyota. Over 1,200 metres. Beaucastel on the rails. They're off this time. Romantic Governor jumped out well, but Giant Slide from a close-in alley leads the favourite about a length, settling down. Third is Jazzstad, who's right up with the speed, and fourth Profits. Then Cessation, about 2 lengths to Stolen River. Similar margin, Santa Kima, Direct Sail, Beaucastel. And Destroyer's Image brings up the rear. 7:50 to go, and Romantic Governor crosses to lead now. And the break 2, Jazzstad, and the neck third on the fence, Giant Slide, about 3 lengths to Profits. And then comes on the inside Cessation, another 3 lengths to Stolen River. After 1 to Santa Kima, good margin to Beaucastel on the inside of Direct Sail, and 2.5 lengths Destroyer's Image. Romantic Governor, a length and a half, Jazzstad as they come to the bend. 2 away, third is Giant Slide, and travelling fourth is Profits, and then Cessation. They straighten up now, and Romantic Governor leads the way, about 3/4 of a length to a length on Jazzstad. Third posse is taken by Giant Slide, and then comes Profits, who's running an improved race, and Cessation on the extreme outside. Romantic Governor the leader, 150 to go. Cessation battles on, and so does Giant Slide. Romantic Governor weakening. Here's Stolen River. Stolen River will blow them all over, and Stolen River gets up to win it. Wowee, Stolen River's beaten Giant Slide, Romantic Governor, Cessation. Followed home then by Destroyer's Image, Jazzstad, Profits, and then came Beaucastel and Santa Kima, and Direct Sail was last to complete the course. Stolen River, number 7, written by Corey Brown.
7 Stolen River on Super Tab, $7.10 and $1.90. Number 2 Giant Slide to return $1. And we'll just wait on third there. It's close.
Bombshell strongly in the first event of the day. Strong. She trains it. And when Max asked her for another tip, she thought Stolen River had a very good chance in race 6. Did it what? It's paid $13 and $3.30. Upwards of $13. 7 the winner, Stolen River, no numbers up. 2 Giant Slide in a photo from Miners, it's paid $1.80. Number 1 Romantic Governor, $1.50, and the other one there, 5 Cessation Wideout, $1.90.
Super Tab for 1 Romantic Governor, 80 cents, and 5 Cessation to pay 95.
Number 2 is second, that is Giant Slide. And number 5 is third, and that is Cessation, with Romantic Governor missing a place.
Moving up Queanbeyan.
River trained by Bruce Johnson here at Rose Hill for Messrs M. Powell and J. Nothelfer. A Bay Gelding 5, River Rough Tataska. Corey Brown, the winning rider, beating Giant Slide. A 5-year-old Bay Gelding Mighty Avalanche, a Century Lady Waits.
There's 8 and 9 from Newcastle today. Race 8 at 4:10, race 9 at 4:43. Manly 16, Parramatta 4, off Melbourne.
Line 2, Party Dancer, Queen Echo bounced out quickly with Little Alley from Scotch and Coke, Lady Indy. Further out is My Sparkling Star from Strike Me Blushing, Classical Kate. Midfield or just beyond now, settling down Timeless Grace from Cerise and Black, and then Sparkling Fun, Seaside Attraction and Trimmings. Around the first turn, Party Dancer in front now, moving up second. On the outside is Scotch and Coke as they race to the 850, a length further back, Queen Echo third. They're followed by My Sparkling Star around Little Alley, caught wide, Strike Me Blushing, a length and a half, Timeless Grace. Classical Kate followed further back by Lady Indy on the fence, Cerise and Black with 3 behind a Trimming, Seaside Attraction, Sparkling Fun last of all. Party Dancer the leader up to the bend, about a length in front. Scotch and Coke second from Queen Echo, locked away on the inside from My Sparkling Star. Then Little Alley, Timeless Grace back centre field, around it goes Strike Me Blushing. In the straight, Party Dancer, Scotch and Coke has got it quickly. 2 further back, My Sparkling Star. Queen Echo back to the rail from Timeless Grace, and down the outside, Classical Kate. Scotch and Coke hit the front now at the 200 from Party Dancer. Then My Sparkling Star from Timeless Grace out late, but it's Scotch and Coke in front's got a winning break, I'd say. Kicked away from Timeless Grace and Strike Me Blushing, and Scotch and Coke. A length to Timeless Grace, third Strike Me Blushing, just in front of wide our Classical Kate, Trimmings, and behind those Seaside Attraction. Further back then, Sparkling Fun from Cerise and Black by Sparkling Star, Party Dancer, Little Alley. Queen Echo finished down the track, and Lady Inty back towards the tail.
Number 10, Scotch and Coke, $17.80 and $4. 8, Timeless Grace, $2, and 7, Strike Me Blushing at $3.40.
10 Scotch and Coke. Just before that, it's 9.57 Perth, 9.57 Perth. Over the line, Melbourne, 10 Scotch and Coke at $6.85 and $1.65. 8 Timeless Grace at $1 even, and number 7 Strike Me Blushing, $1.70. Race time 111.2. Now to Ian Craig at Rose Hill.
So they're just about right. 2,400 starting at the top of the straight. Paris Knight moves in, and they'll soon go. Double Take favourites in front of Lord Windsor on the New South Wales tote. Stand by for action. Raffrasher, the New Zealander, right. They're off. Lord Windsor from the inside amongst the best. Out commencing nicely was the Kiwi Raffrasher. Belle Voyage is up there in the early part, and the same Spotty Silver and Real Ptolemy, and not far away Nero Star. As they come to the 100 metres, and Real Ptolemy, he is a noted leader. He's about a half length clear on Spotty Silver. Third, Belle Voyage, followed closely by Nero Star. Lord Windsor Double Take. Raffrasher out off the track, and a length further away Tullaroan Gomez, and then Nasser Rich, followed by Paris Knight. Walter second last, and 2 lengths to Night to Remember. Going to the crossing at the 1800 after turning out of the straight, and Real Ptolemy at a good clip, 3/4 of a length to a length on the roughie in the field. Spotty Silver third is Lord Windsor, inside Belle Voyage and Nero Star. Double Take pulling ferociously and out in no man's land, followed by Gomez, then Tullaroan, Paris Knight, Nasser Rich, 2 lengths to Walter, and last is Night to Remember. Into the back of the course they travel now, and the leader Real Ptolemy, 3/4 to a half length on the grey Spotty Silver, 2 lengths to Raffrasher. It's inside as Lord Windsor, then Nero Star from Belle Voyage. A length the Double Take has had no luck early, followed by Tullaroan Gomez about 4, then 2 Paris Knights inside Nasser Rich, and the last pair down the back, the Victorian Walter and Night to Remember. 1100 left to go, and the pilot is Real Ptolemy. Not a lot of change in the order. Second Spotty Silver, and Double Take is still on a limb, pulling its way up into third spot, followed by Lord Windsor, and then comes Raffrasher, and behind those and still wide out on the track is Nero Star. Gomez even deeper, then Belle Voyage, Tullaroan, 2 lengths Paris Knights, Nasser Rich, Walter next to last, and last of all is Night to Remember onto the side and linking up with the 700 metres, and the pilot is still the Newcastle horse Real Ptolemy, 3/4 of a length on Double Take. By golly, he's had to work on the run. Lord Windsor off the fence third, poking between the leader and Double Take, and as they travel to the bend, it's Real Ptolemy just in front of Lord Windsor. Double Take wider out, a length and a half to old Gomez, and this quartet have raced about 2 lengths. Tullaroan of the deepest is Nasser Rich, and then Paris Knights inside the 400 metres, and Gomez and Double Take race to Real Ptolemy, Lord Windsor. Nasser Rich is joining in, and then Tullaroan, but Nasser Rich. Here's Nasser Rich on the extreme outside, hitting the front from Tullaroan. Gomez in the third spot, followed at the head of the others, running on reasonably Lord Windsor again, but Nasser Rich and Walter from a mile back, but as they reach the line, it's Nasser Rich winning the Stayers Cup. Nasser Rich beat the Victorian Walter. Third was Tullaroan, and then Double Take, Paris Knights, followed home by Gomez, Lord Windsor, and then came Raffrasher, Real Ptolemy, Nero Star, Night to Remember, and tailed right off Belle Voyage and Spotty Silver.
Super Tab, 8 Nasser Rich to return $3.15 and $1.20. Number 2 Walter to pay $1.25, and number 9 Tullaroan $2.45. Moving up at Queanbeyan.
I have tipped it till I was blue in the face. And what did I do today? Yeah, let it go. Put him in second. Double Take. Double Take covered 44 miles of additional ground. No fault of Duffy's, just the way the race panned out. He couldn't get in on it, and the horse wanted to pull and reef in the early stages. Nasser Rich settled well, and Nasser Rich has scored. Number 8, and has returned $6.70 and $2.30. Second placing will go to number 2, and has Walter, ridden by Ella Olsen, has paid $2.80. And number 9, Tullaroan, ridden by J. Innes third, has paid $4.60. 8, 2 and 9 are the officials. On race number 7, the winner by Nassapur from No Lane gives Corey Brown the feature double this afternoon. The 2WS Stayers Cup and the Toyota handicap, he won that on Stolen River. Nasser Rich raced by Bart Cummings and Cyril Maloney, a 4-year-old chestnut gelding, Nassapur No Lane. Of course, trained by J.B. Cummings, C. Brown up, beating Walter, who's come from a long way back, a brown and black gelding, 5 Tatnam Lady Wallow, C.J. Murphy, Flemington, L. Olsen, and Tullaroan Bay, a brown gelding, 7 Centane Cianola, Jim Lee, J. Innes. 4th to number 7, Gomez. 5th to number 3, Double Take.
Almost at Queanbeyan.
Coming up now, they are a half length, a length and a quarter. A half length by a length and a quarter. The time was 2:29.22. They didn't loaf thanks to Real Ptolemy. 2:29.